Hi, my name is Kiri and welcome to today's session. Today I wanted to focus on a short session that will help us when we're in a little bit of pain in our hips, so yoga for hips. That's going to help us loosen things up if we're feeling a lot of tightness to help open things up too. And what we're going to need today is your mat, so roll that out and we'll begin whenever you're ready. Yourselves better. Roll that out. So today we'll actually begin on our backs. And what you're going to do is lay yourself down and then just gently bring the soles of your feet together, open up your knees nice and wide, and then just find a nice, comfortable Supta Baddha Konasana. So this already helps to open up the hips, allowing gravity to do most of the work, just finding a little bit of ease so that we can help notice where we're finding a little bit of tension. So you can taste your hands and place them right over the hips, or if you'd like, you can take your hands and bring them over to your belly. Whatever feels good. We're going to allow ourselves to take about 5 rounds of breath to help set the tone and slow things down for our practice today. Good. 2 more breaths. Really good. Last one. Good. As you find your next inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Find a nice big reach through the arms. And then as you exhale, slowly bring the hands out to the sides and down by your hips as you slowly close up the knees. Good. Once we close up the knees, we're going to just gently bring the knees into your chest. So you can pick up the knees one at a time. And then take a nice big inhale as you hug the knees into your chest. And then exhale as you take them away. Good. Inhale again, hug in. And then exhale away. Good. One more time. Inhale, hug in. And then exhale away. Good. Gently lower the feet all the way down towards the ground. And then you're going to tuck your shoulders underneath. And if you have a block, you can place it in between your thighs, but it's not mandatory. It just keeps your knees from opening out to the side. We want to keep tracking forward. So on your next inhale, press down into your feet nice and strong as you lift your hips up nice and high. And then exhale, lower down nice and slow. Another big inhale as you lift your hips up high. Really pushing down to the big toe mounds in the inner arches of your feet. Exhale again, roll it down. Good. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale again, big lift. And then a big exhale as you lower down. Okay. From here, we'll bring your right knee into your chest. And then we'll hold on to either the back of the thigh or the back of the calf. But I want you to think about taking a nice big inhale in a nice relaxed state so we're not feeling anything on the inhale. But then as you start to exhale, think about extending the leg and then bringing it a little bit closer to help open up the back of the leg. Good. Inhale again, bend the knee, relax. Exhale again as you extend. Good. Inhale again, bend the knee. Exhale again, extend the leg. Good. One more time. Inhale, bend the knee. Last time, big extend. Good. Can you inhale here? Keep the leg straight. Maybe take it a little bit away so it's not too tensionous. And then as you exhale, open that leg out to the right as far as it'll go comfortably as long as the left hip stays on the ground. Inhale again, back to center. Exhale, open towards the right. Good. Inhale again, back to center. Last time, exhale, open right. Good. Gently bring that knee back into your chest. Hug it in really close. And then gently release that leg back down towards the ground. Good. So once that right foot lands, you're going to take your left knee and bring it into your chest. And then again, same grip as you switch it to the back of the leg, whether it's in the thighs, the back of the knee, or the calf. It's up to you, depending on your flexibility. Inhale again. Keep the knee nice and bent and relaxed. And then as you extend, straighten out the leg, exhale out. Inhale again, bend the knee, relax. Exhale again as you extend. Good. 2 more like that. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Good. Last one. Inhale, bend. And then exhale, extend. Good. Instead of having it at 100%, think about taking a little bit away so it's a little bit more at ease in the leg. You're still feeling a gentle stretch. And then take a nice big breath in. And then exhale, hold onto the leg with just your left one and support it as you bring it out to the side. Keeping your right hip on the ground the whole time. Inhale again, bring it back to center. Exhale again, open left. Good. Inhale again, center. And then again, exhale, open left. Good. One last time. Inhale back to center. Exhale, open left. Good. And then gently bring that all the way back to your center line. Good. Hug that into your chest. Bring the opposite leg in to hug in. And then you're going to gently roll over to your favorite side and come up to your seat. Good. It's like you're going to roll basically over onto your knees and find a child's pose. So bring your knees nice and wide. Relax your arms and your forehead down and take a couple of deep breaths. Okay, as you finish up that third breath, take your time to slowly come up back to your hands and knees. And then you're going to take your right foot and bring it all the way to the front. So walk your hands over towards the left side just a little bit so you create some space. And then take your right foot and bring it out in front of you. Good. Once you have that, you're going to walk your hands forward. This is where a block might come in handy because it gives you a little bit more height and the ability to sink into your hips down low, which means you can lift your chest up high. Good. So if your block is not accessible to you, can bring both of your hands onto your thigh and just use that to gently prop yourself up. Make sure your glutes are engaged and you're just gently pressing forward. And see if you can breathe nice and big and do that for 3 more. Beautiful. 2 more. Really good. Last one. Yeah, take your time to slowly rest your hands onto your block or onto the mat, and then slowly start to send the hips back as you start to lift the right toes, straightening out that front leg. And instead of scooting that foot forward, think about pulling that hip back so it's in line with the left one, and then lift the toes up towards your face, press your hips back evenly, and then gently hinge forward, finding a big opening in your half Hanumanasana. Good. Last 2. Really good. Last one. Yeah, take your time to slowly lift the torso. Walk your hands forward with your props or just your hands. And then take that foot and slide it all the way back behind you. Good. We're going to do the same thing. Walk your hands over towards the right so that it becomes easier to take that left foot forward into a lunge. So the same rules apply here. Just think about lifting through your chest. If your hands are on the floor, great. If you feel like you need a little bit of support and height, you can utilize a block or books and lift through your chest, which gives your hips a little bit more space to ground down towards the earth. Good. And then think about taking that front foot and that back knee, and they're squishing the mat underneath, so it gives a little bit of engagement. Engage those glutes. Good. Pull the lower belly in, as well as the ribs. Breathe nice and big. And again, hands on the thigh works if you don't have a prop and you need a little bit more space. Really good. Last 3. Yeah, 2 more. Yeah, and last one. Yeah, take your time to slowly start to come out of those hips. Walk your hands back as you start to lift the toes, coming into your half Hanuman. And then again, instead of having your left foot more forward, think about pulling that back. Your left hip is in line with your right one. Push those hips back. So think about cow butt. And then again, gently hinge forward as you lift your toes towards your face. Really good. Last breath here. Yeah, take your time to gently lift the torso as you finish up that breath. Walk your hands back to the front as you slide your foot back towards you into tabletop. Good. From there, we're going to slowly start to walk your hands back and then tuck our toes underneath so that we can lift up into our feet and find a nice big forward fold at the back of the mat. Again, gently drop your torso, sway left and right, bend the knees a lot, and then take your time to slowly roll the spine up one vertebrae at a time. Good. So we're going to do a little bit of a hip balancing position. It's going to happen in standing, and this is something that I was able to pick up in our yoga therapy sessions in India. So on your next inhale, think about bringing the arms all the way up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, bring your arms out in front of you as you lift your right leg in front of you as well. Inhale, bring the arms out to the side. Find some balance as you rotate the hips out, as you rotate that right foot out to the side. And then exhale, bring the arms back forward as well as the leg forward. Good. Inhale, lift the arms up. Send that leg all the way back behind you. Find a gentle arch through your spine. And then as you exhale, release the hands and that foot at the same time towards the ground. So it does require a little bit of balance. Do your best and know that falling out is part of it. Just come back the best you can. So on your next inhale, again, reach the arms high. Again, same thing. Exhale, arms forward as the left leg lifts this time. Inhale again as you bring the arms out to the side, leg out to the side. Move nice and slow. Exhale again, back to center. Through the arms and the legs. Inhale, take the arms up, send that leg all the way back behind you. And then exhale again as you release. Good. We'll just do one more on each side. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, arms forward, right leg lifts. Inhale again, arms out to the side, leg out to the side. And then exhale again as you bring everything back to center. Good. Inhale again, arms up, leg back. Find that arch. And then exhale again as you release. Good. We'll do one more just like that. Inhale again, arms up. And then exhale again, arms forward, left leg lifts. Good. Inhale, arms out, legs out. And then exhale again, back to center. Good. Inhale, send the arms up, take that leg back, find that arch. And then exhale as you release. Good. We're going to take a nice wide stance onto your mat. Bring your toes in and your heels out. Wide-legged forward fold. Hands to your hips. Roll the elbows and shoulders back. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, big forward fold. You can rest your hands down. Rest your head down. And find those big breaths. Good. Last two. And one more. Good. Take your time to bend the knees. Roll the spine up one vertebrae at a time. Come back up to stand. Good. And then gently heel to your feet together. Good. From here, we'll transition to our malasana. So you're going to bring our feet out about hip distance or a little bit wider. And then bring your toes out to the side as you bring your heels in. And then you can find your squat right here. If your heels aren't able to come flat onto the floor, utilize the block either at the medium or the lowest setting so that you can be supported in your malasana. But however you choose to be here and whatever your body is able to access, take your hands and just gently open up into your inner thighs and open through your chest. If you'd like to find a little bit more of an active position, you can take yourself off your prop, lift yourself up, and then actively open through the knees.
Good.
Good. But wherever you are and wherever you choose to be, see if you can take 3 more breaths. Really good. 2 more. Good. Last one. Good. Gently relax your hands down. If you are sitting on the prop, safely remove the prop out from underneath, and then slowly lower yourself down safely onto your seat. Good. Once you arrive onto your seat, you can bring your feet and your knees out nice and wide. Take a couple of 90-90s as you take your hips side to side. Just helps soften everything. And giving your legs an opportunity to find a little bit of an internal rotation through both hips. From here, we're going to take our left foot and bring it into our inner thigh. Take our right leg and extend it out towards the right side of the mat so that our left foot is at the center rather than the extended leg. From there, you're going to take your right hand and bring it out to that leg that's out, and then bring that left arm up and over, and then pressing down through that left hip. Good. One more breath here. Yeah, and then take your time to slowly release. As you bring that left hand all the way out to the left side, rotate that right foot that's extended to the inside, and then use that to lift your hips, coming onto that left knee as you reach your arms back. It's going to help really open up the front of that hip as you reach the hips forward and your arms back. Gently lower yourself all the way down, and then we're going to switch sides. Bring your right foot into your inner thigh, take that left leg and bring it out, and then again extend that left arm out towards the left side, towards that leg. Support your spine as you take that big up and over towards the right. Again, think about taking that right knee and grounding it as you press it down towards the mat. Breathing nice and big. Good. One more. Take your time to slowly lift yourself up. And then the reverse is going to happen again. Take that right hand to the other side. The extended leg rotates inside to the inside of the foot. Come onto your right knee as you reach that left arm up and over, sending the hips forward. Yeah, take your time to lower yourself all the way back down. Good. Extend both of your feet out in front of you. And then slowly lower yourself all the way down onto your back. Good. We're going to take shavasana here. Allow ourselves to decompress. Check in with our hips, noticing how the movements felt, where the tightness lived, and how we can take care of ourselves better. Because a lot of the times we don't know how to do that if we don't know how we're actually feeling. So as we take a moment of stillness, focus on how we are feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. As we give ourselves a little pause before tackling the rest of the day. And just giving ourselves an opportunity to let go and just to be. So take one last moment in stillness. Maybe taking a full breath in, inviting everything that you might need, followed by a full exhale, open mouth as you let everything else go. Taking your time to bend the knees one at a time, keeping your feet and your knees nice and wide. Taking your arms up overhead as you allow the knees to fall over towards the right and then over towards the left. And then take your time to roll over to your favorite side, whichever one that might be. Coming into that comfortable fetal position. Doing one last check-in before you slowly push yourself up to your comfortable seat. And as we place one hand over our belly and one hand over our hearts, know that if your hips are tight, it's not just you. Hips are our emotional centers in our bodies, and there's so much going on in the world. Know that you're already showing up and doing the best you can, so give yourself as much grace as you need. Thank you so much for being here and for allowing me to guide your practice today, from my heart to yours. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're feeling better, and I hope to see you at the next one.